Hey guys, good morning. It's Wednesday, June 9th, I believe. June 9th. And I'm going out to check the damage from yesterday's rain, thunderstorm. I just checked the weather. We had about 1.54 inches of rain yesterday. It came down in about, 2 hours. So let's see what we got. Well, the containers are going to be fine, that's for sure. But look what the rain did. It was coming down my neighbor's yard from up the hill, and it was coming down there like a river through past the shed. Thank God it didn't go in the shed. Didn't get high enough to do that. But it came through here. So it dug a little hole over there. And then came down this way, and look how it pulled away all those wood chips. Amazing. So I don't know if you can see how that just dug up those wood chips. So now I'm in the backyard garden, and let me just show you this. This is the peppers that I just planted this year. I just, we were making roasted peppers from those little tiny red and yellow and orange peppers that you get in the supermarket. Really delicious, sweet peppers. Don't know the variety. And so I said, let me save some seeds and throw them in the ground, see what happens. So I put them in this pot, and they're growing like crazy. Now it's June 8th, so I'm not sure if I'm going to get peppers from this, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to thin all these out, maybe just keep 2 in here and plant the rest in the ground and see what it goes, see how it goes. This is where I had the broccoli rabe. I pulled it all out because it all went to flower, as you can see back there, those yellow flowers. That's some broccoli rabe that kind of got scattered. And this is the Waltham broccoli. Waltham 29, and then behind it is the Detroit dark red beets, and then we have some, I believe those are yellow onions in the front, and the garlic, and then we have some hours.The Milano over here. These guys are doing nice. This didn't get soaked yesterday in the rain, so this should be okay. This is my heritage raspberry, and it has some flowers on it. It actually has maybe a couple of raspberries. I don't know. I'll have to cover that with a net, and we'll see if we can get some raspberries this year. That is Costata Romanesco. And this is my okra patch. Or as they say in Georgia, okry. So we have the heavy hitter over here. It's supposed to produce a lot of okra, so I may have overdone it. This is the long red Perkins. This is red burgundy. That doesn't look too great. And I planted a few more okras maybe 2 weeks ago, just to see if I can get them growing, because these guys that came up don't look so great. That one back there is not too bad. And then this is the Clemson spineless, which didn't come up at all, so I reseeded it, and those all came up. So we may get some Clemson spineless too. And then this is the Okinawa pink that I got from Baker Creek heirloom seeds, and that looks nice. Those look nice. I can't wait to see those. Those are going to be really nice. Yeah. The red burgundy and the Okinawa pink are really cool looking okras. Don't know how they taste yet. So, and then those are the extra tomatoes that I have that I just stuck in the back of the garden with a few cucumbers. There's the cabbage and some more kale, some cucumbers. There's the dill I plant sowed in the front. The basil, that's doing great over there. And these are all shallots. And then there's some more not okra, some more kale. More cucumbers back there. So once this kale is harvested, they'll get a lot of sun, and those cucumbers will start climbing up my trellis to make you jealous. I have to put the strings on it. And this is my baby. Look at this cabbage. That is some nice cabbage. This is a late flat Dutch cabbage. Got these seeds from M.I. Gardner. And that's a nice head of cabbage there. It was getting a little damaged. I was picking off the cabbage moth caterpillars, and it seems like they're gone now, although I see their mother flying around trying to lay more eggs. This is another one that didn't really head up very well, so maybe it just didn't get enough nutrients. And then there's more kale back here. And some more cucumbers. And here's the corn that's growing with some fava beans. If you can see inside, whoops, almost fell. There's some more fava beans growing in here. So I was going to take these out. These were extra fava bean plants, but I said let me leave them in. And these may be the red ones that I bought from Baker Creek. I forget the name, extra percole, something like that. So, and these are the green onions, the Tokyo green onions that I'm trying to let go to seed, but they're still not quite dried out yet. So I'm going to let them go longer and see how that goes. So I can't really open the door. Put those away. And the power of water is amazing. That's why it would be nice. It would be nice to have a polytunnel here, but I don't think we can have them here in this town. And it probably wouldn't have helped. The water would have not come down on the plants, but it still would have done this. So I gotta figure out a way in the future to try to get the water to go where I want it to go, which is not easy. Luckily, maybe luckily, it only went down these two paths. So it came straight through the door and went down this path, which is in between the favas and the tomatoes, and through that path a little bit between those other favas, beets, carrots. Yeah, so let's step in here. It's kind of squishy, but not too bad. The good thing is that I dug trenches this year and put the wood chips in it, so this is pretty deep and the beds are up kind of high, so, and it's very moist. I mean, I'm hoping that it will dry out the next day or so. It's going to be only in the upper 70s and 80s. It would be great if it was back into the 90s again, but then that may bring on some more thunderstorms. So the tomatoes look good. You know, they like a deep watering, but they don't like their roots to be stuck in water for too long. So hopefully we won't get any root rot. I don't think so, because they're kind of big, so the roots should be fairly large inside. But look at what this did. Look at that. I don't know if you could see the scale of how deep it dug into these wood chips and went straight down and dug a hole over here. This is the lowest point of the garden. So, yeah, look at that. I guess the cardboard didn't break down. Look at that. This is new cardboard that I just added this year under the wood chips. These strawberries, I think, are done. And then I went through here and into my shallot bed and dug up a couple of shallots. Oh, yeah, there they are. They still look okay. These guys got a little beat up. Nice worm, he's having fun. And yeah, I'm gonna have to get a couple of loads of topsoil, of compost, and just put it on top of these roots here. And yeah, so then I went out into the yard, and luckily I have these French drains that I put in. I have one here, and I have another one right over there where those stones are. And that thing worked like a charm, as you can see in the video. But yeah, so it's not that bad. I mean, I'm walking on this area, which is always very wet, and it's not too squishy. So the no-dig beds seem to be good. They absorb the water and they let it drain out. The wood chips are actually probably a little bit of the problem. They're probably retaining a lot of the moisture. So, but you know, as long as they're in the walkways, I think it should be okay. You know, everything else looks good. Luckily, we didn't get winds and hail, so none of the plants got damaged. I heard from my friend at New York Seed to Sow, NYC Seed to Sow, that a few of her potato plants got knocked over and damaged. So I guess I'm kind of thankful that that didn't happen here, but everything's looking pretty good. Peas are climbing. Don't have any peas yet. Got a nice flower over there. And soybeans are getting eaten still. Oh no, these are actually regular beans. These are soybeans here. So they're doing good. Kale's doing good. Mizuna. Some of these onions got a little dug out. I think maybe I can harvest this one actually. Look at that. It's a nice one. That's the Rosa di Milano. And yeah, escarole is doing good. The garlic is okay. Peppers, the favas, nothing got knocked over. So tomatoes, I started training up the trellis, so that's good. The problem, I think the biggest problem here is just getting the wood chips back on the bed. And this garlic's doing okay. A little worried about this garlic. This bed really gets wet. And it's really really wet. I don't know if you can see that. See the water coming up. So we might have a problem. Although last year I had a different part of the bed that was constantly moist, like really wet. And the garlic didn't rot. It was actually pretty good. But this one's kind of falling over, so I have a feeling that these guys are not going to be too good. And let's see what else we got here. There's more garlic. And again, this garlic's very small because this area is really wet all the time. So I have some more peas. These are the alderman peas. And I planted the cucumbers here, and they're doing okay. They seem to not mind the wetness. So yeah, this is where the water came out and went straight down and out of the property. So yeah, gotta put some more wood chips here. I may dig another little trench here. I tried to trench it a little bit, but I may, while I have the opportunity now, is dig a trench here and there, straight down and out here. I may have to sacrifice some of those shallots, but that's not so bad. Anyway, how'd this dandelion get in here? No, it's not a dandelion. Sorry. It's a puntarel. This is a puntarel over here, chicory. It's the first year I'm growing it, and it's supposed to be really tasty, so I'm going to let it get a little bit bigger and see how that goes. fennel. Fennel's doing nice. Got 2 of them this year. Last year I grew like 6, and we didn't have too many things to eat with fennel, so we didn't really use much of them. We let them go to flower and seed. So yeah, that's about it. Is the eggplants. They starting to come back and starting to flower. So that's great. And yeah, so I just got a little bit of cleaning up to do, which is the good news. And that's it. So had a pretty bad day yesterday with the rain, but overall not so bad. So that'll be it. I just want to show everybody this golden zucchini. It's really, the first time the leaves came out, I saw the yellowing and I was like, oh my god, it's getting disease already. But it's I don't know what variety it is. I got these from M.I. Gardner, and the leaves are beautiful. Look at that. And we actually have a couple of golden zucchinis on there. A little too soon to see if they're going to actually become zucchinis, because the flowers haven't opened yet. And this is the Costata Romanesco. We have a little zucchini up here. There he is. And this is a white zucchini, a white courgette that I bought from, I forget the name. I'll see if I can put a link in the bottom. I bought these last year from the UK. I don't know what variety it is, but it's a white courgette, and it's definitely doing nice. I'm going to trellis it again. Last year I did the same thing up this post, and I'll tie it up. And it did great last year. We had a couple of white zucchinis, and it's pretty nice. So that's it from the wet farm. Hope everybody else is doing okay. Hope the weather wasn't too bad for my New York local friends. And I'll talk to you next time.